Hello, my name is Janine Jones, and I'm here from the Heart's Way for Creative Clinicians. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a video blog instead of a written blog. And the topic is the importance of social relationships for seniors. If you work with senior citizens, it's important to understand that this population is at risk for medical and mental health problems due to loneliness and social isolation. The CDC defines loneliness as the feeling of being alone regardless of the amount of social contact. Social isolation is a lack of social connections. The way that I like to think of friendships and social connections and social relationships in life is to think of our lives as part of a jigsaw puzzle. I've brought along a jigsaw puzzle here of the Lake of the Clouds, which is a lake in Michigan, which is where I live. Let me see, put it over here. It might be a little bit easier for you to see, hopefully. Let's see, okay. Our lives are made up of many, many jigsaw puzzle pieces. And our friendships are parts of that puzzle. They represent different pieces of that puzzle. Our friendships don't come from just like one major area of the puzzle. Instead, our friendships come in different places, like here. There might be friendships over here, or different times in our lives, different times of importance, different events, different people. But they help to make up the fabric of our lives. And as we get older and more mature, this is even more important. So as you think of friendships and social relationships, it might be helpful to think of your clients as jigsaw puzzles, that we're helping them to put the jigsaw pieces together to make that complete puzzle that constitutes our lives and their lives. Here are some interesting facts and statistics regarding social relationships for seniors from the CDC. This resource will be linked on the written portion of this blog post. Loneliness and social isolation in older adults are serious public health risks affecting a significant number of people in the United States and putting them at risk for dementia and for other serious medical conditions. A report from the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine points out that nearly 1/4 of adults aged 65 and older are considered to be socially isolated. Older adults are at increased risk for loneliness and social isolation because they are more likely to face factors such as living alone, the loss of family or friends, chronic illness, and hearing loss. Social isolation significantly increases a person's risk of premature death from all causes, a risk that may rival those of smoking, obesity, and physical inactivity. Social isolation was associated with about a 50% increased risk of dementia. Poor social relationships, characterized by social isolation or loneliness, was associated with a 20% increased risk of heart disease and a 32% increased risk of stroke. Loneliness was associated with higher rates of depression anxiety, and suicide. I'd like to give a couple examples about social relationships and social connections later in life and how significant they are. The first one is a rather personal one. My husband, who is now 68 years old, became aware of the medical fragility of one of his acquaintances, and he made the decision to assist and support this gentleman, who we believe is in his early 70s. My husband helped him to medical appointments and helped to connect him with senior resources. He also did basic things to help, such as mowing lawns and running errands. Over time, my husband's friend, his health began to improve, and my husband and this person started to form a friendship. This friend is now able to tend to most of his physical needs and medical appointments. But it seems that it was not only my husband's help that this person needed, but perhaps more importantly, my husband's friendship. Another example I'd like to give is from an acquaintance of mine who told me the story of her 99-year-old grandmother. Now, this grandmother was in fairly good health and cognitively was just top-notch. She accidentally had a fall and broke all of her ribs, and it caused her great difficulty with any kind of physical movement. So she had to be transferred from her assisted living care where she was living to a rehabilitation center. While she was at the rehabilitation center, she became disoriented and very discontent. In fact, she had believed that this was her new home, and she made it very well known to her family that she just really did not like this new home of hers. Fortunately, her stay at the medical rehabilitation was very short, and she was able to return to her assisted living. And from what I understand, on the first afternoon that she returned, she was taken to the dining hall to have lunch with her friends that she had made at the assisted living home, and that she had felt very much more content and was no longer disoriented. It's very important that in your practice that you assess for social connectedness and friendships, especially with your senior citizen clients. And if needed, make social connections a part of your treatment plan. It's that important. As we get older, more and more of our friends and family begin to pass away, and therefore those kinds of social connections become even more important and valuable. For more information on this topic, I invite you to check out Nurturing Friendships Later in Life, which is a video post from our sister blog, The Heart's Way Imagery and Insights. This video addresses the importance of friendships later in life from a more personal perspective. I'll link to this video resource on the written portion of this blog. Thank you, and have a good day.